we have a new women's champion in Becky Lynch. And with the draft coming up, starting this Friday, where are the champions going to be drafted to? Let's talk about it. You thought I was gonna start the video, huh? I gotta plug the channel. Guys, subscribe if you haven't yet. Share the videos, like the videos. You guys have been doing amazing. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Join this family. Let's grow the family together. Let's get to 200 subscribers by the end of the summer. I believe in you guys. I believe in us. Subscribe in 3, 2, 1. I hope you did it. You have joined the family. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Philo. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on your post notifications bell because you don't want to miss any of my videos. Babyface Philo is back. I am not Team Babyface. I am Team Beard. But I did it because I promised some friends. So, Babyface Philo's back. Hair's gonna grow. Hopefully by next week. I'm hoping. But anyway, the WWE Draft starts this Friday and culminates this Monday night on Raw. Of course, I'm not going to be watching the second half of the WWE Draft next Monday because next week is my Holy Week. Actually, Friday starts Holy Week. And I'm going to be at church anyway, so I'm not going to be able to watch any part of the draft, actually. Unless I open my social media, but I'm trying to disconnect from social media for Holy Week, so I'm probably not gonna know anything that goes on in the draft. But anyway, now that we have a new WWE Women's World Champion in Becky Lynch, people want to know what I think about this whole situation, and rather than talk about it here, I'm going to make a whole separate video on Becky Lynch. But to talk about her briefly, I knew Liv Morgan wasn't going to win, guys. You guys knew I picked Becky Lynch for WrestleMania, and this tells me that they thought about putting the title on Becky Lynch over Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. This works better, and Becky Lynch is a 7 or 8 time women's champion, which, as you guys all know, I love Becky Lynch, and she's my favorite women's wrestler. Good on Becky Lynch for becoming the new Women's World Champion. But the WWE Draft starts this Friday, and where are the champions in WWE going to be drafted in this year's WWE Draft? So that's what I'm here to do right now. Let's first talk about the new tag team championship belts in WWE. Talking about first the World Tag Team Champions in Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth. Personally, I think they are going to keep the respective titles on Raw. The World Tag Team Champions on Raw, the WWE Tag Team Champions on SmackDown. I think definitely they're going to be doing that. So Awesome Truth staying on Raw with the World Tag Team Champion. I think they want to keep the World Tag Team Champions on Raw and keep the WWE Champions on SmackDown. So, the World Tag Team Champions, The Miz and R-Truth, Awesome Truth, going to be staying on Monday Night Raw. And the WWE Tag Team Champions in A Clown Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, going to be staying drafted on SmackDown. Next, let's talk about the Women's World Champion, the new Women's World Champion, Becky Lynch. I definitely think that she is going to be staying on Raw because when Rhea Ripley comes back Then you have the whole situation with Liv Morgan's revenge tour and Rhea Ripley never losing her women's world championship. Being mommy's always on top. Being Becky Lynch being that placeholder for Rhea Ripley when Rhea Ripley comes back. Maybe you can have Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan have a feud, and that the winner of that feud faces Becky Lynch at SummerSlam, something like that. I definitely do think that Becky Lynch, the new Women's World Champion, going to be drafted on Monday Night Raw. Which means that they are going to be drafting Bayley, the WWE Women's Champion, to SmackDown. So Bayley, the new Women's Champion, gonna be drafted to SmackDown. Which means, does the Kabuki Warriors, does Damage Control get drafted to SmackDown also? Or does finally Bayley split from Damage Control, having new feuds? Maybe she can fight with Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Natalia, even if she gets drafted to SmackDown. You can do, I don't know, you can do, you can do a Zoe Stark if she goes to SmackDown. You can do all these new challengers for Bayley on SmackDown, and the women's tag team champions in Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai, the Damage Control as a whole, being drafted to Raw. Probably, I'm going with that. The women's tag team champions, Kabuki Warriors, gonna be drafted to Raw because then they can have new challengers and finally defend their tag team championships, because these tag team championships suck because they don't defend these titles, and it's pretty useless. They can just throw out the titles. Like, throw out the titles, bro. They don't defend them, throw out the titles. I mean, I'm hoping when they go to Raw, they finally defend their titles and split from Bayley, so Bayley can defend her championship on SmackDown, and Kabuki Warriors can defend their championships on Raw. Hopefully that's where they're headed. Next up, let's talk about the mid-card championships in the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn and the United States Champion Logan Paul. First, let's talk about Sami. Let's correspond these. I definitely think that these titles needs a change of scenery. U.S. Championship going to Raw with Logan Paul. Logan Paul can have amazing generational feuds if he goes to Raw. He can have that feud with LA Knight if LA Knight goes to Raw. And I definitely hope that LA Knight gets transferred to Raw, gets drafted to Raw. But if he stays on SmackDown, he stays on SmackDown. I'll be fine with it either way. But I definitely think Logan Paul is gonna be drafted to Raw. The feuds that he can have with like a Bronson Reed, or let's say a Ricochet, because they had that feud before. And Ricochet can be that one that takes off the title off of Logan Paul. You can have a feud with JD McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor even. The feuds that he can have on Monday Night Raw is going to be so good. And which takes me to Sami Zayn, the Intercontinental Champion, going to SmackDown. I don't know what is it with the Intercontinental Championship, but when I think of the IC title, I think of SmackDown. Maybe that's because of the 2016 draft when Daniel Bryan was the general manager, but that's what I think when I think of the IC title. You can have a Sami Zayn LA Knight feud. You can have um, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn reunite as he's the Intercontinental Champion. You can do stuff like that when LA Knight, when when Sami Zayn is Intercontinental Champion. Oh my gosh, sorry for the lighting, guys. I don't know what happened here. Um, but yeah, definitely Logan Paul going to Raw and Sami Zayn, the new Intercontinental Champion, going to SmackDown. And finally, guys, let's talk about the World Champions, the WWE World Champion, the new WWE World Champion in Damian Priest, and the undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Um, I don't know if the World Champions, because, whoops, because I kind of have a feeling I kind of have a feeling Judgment Day is gonna be split in the draft this year. Maybe you're gonna draft Rhea Ripley to Raw. Maybe since there's been shambles in the Judgment Day recently, and on the recent episode on Monday Night Raw, Damian Priest just told JD and Dominic that they don't need him. They He doesn't need them. They need him, and that's why I think you can draft Damian Priest to SmackDown. I did say the World Championships being on Raw, but I do definitely think that they can do something like draft Damian Priest to SmackDown. He can be on his own. He doesn't need the Judgment Day. Um, he can hold his own. He can have feuds with like LA Knight. LA Knight can beat Damian Priest for the title. Um, does Jey Uso win at Backlash? That's the thing, because if he gets drafted to Raw, he's going to get drafted to Raw probably because there's this Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso gonna be drafted to Raw probably, and as much as I would like to see it, I don't think Jey Uso's gonna beat Damian Priest. That's just me though. What do you guys think? Does Jey Uso beat Damian Priest? And Damian Priest just won the world title, so I don't think Jey Uso beats him. Um, but you can do something like draft Damian to SmackDown, have new feuds, have new faces like AJ Styles, like LA Knight, like Austin Theory when he loses the tag team titles. You can do something like Kevin Owens. You can have a feud with like someone like Rey Mysterio or Santos Escobar or even Carlito, something like that. Maybe even Karrion Kross or Bobby Lashley. Um, Definitely those feuds are going to be amazing. Cody Rhodes going to be drafted to Raw. Um, the only reason why I think this is because the undisputed championship needs more TV time. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's disgusting and I don't want to see it. And I want the Wendigo title back like Cody Rhodes wants it and all of us wants it. But what are we going to do? 3-hour flagship show. I think the world title is going to be better on SmackDown. You can showcase it more with Damian Priest, have more TV time with the world title. And Cody Rhodes being the being the undisputed champion, having more feuds on Raw, with maybe like a Bronson Reed or a LA Knight if he gets drafted to Raw, or a Ivar even because he's been showing himself more. Or with Ilya Dragunov if he comes to Raw. Um, yeah, I think this draft is going to be pretty solid. It's going to be generational with these. It's going to feel special with the general managers of Nick Aldis of SmackDown and Adam Pearce of Raw, and with Ava being general manager of NXT. Who knows what's going to happen? But guys, that wraps up what I think, who I think, where I think the champions are going to be. Let me know down in the comment section below where you guys think the champions of WWE are going to be. I really want to know. But until then, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys want me to draft every single WWE superstar on the roster. Let me know down in the comment section below. But until then, it's been a heck of a ride. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace. Love you guys.